Let's go. I was just live on TikTok, but honestly, my TikTok audience pissed me off. Sorry. But no, not really vibing over there. I never go live on here. So now I'm like pressing buttons trying to figure out how to see everything's going. I'm sleepy, but I wanted to get on YouTube today because I've been eating YouTube up. And I wanted to rant a bit today, so that's what we're going to do. And then perhaps I'll take a nap. But hey, I'm going to get straight to the point because I plan on posting this directly to my page. And I don't like watching lives where people are kind of like all over the place, being around the bush, don't got nothing to talk about. So I'm going to get to the point and try not to avoid it. But I am a bit sleepy, so I might venture off a little bit. But I'm on TikTok. I don't put my TikTok in other places because I kind of don't like TikTok, honestly. I haven't liked it for a hot minute. I don't really like the community there or whatever, or my following there. I don't know. I think it's the moon. I don't know. I haven't been getting good sleep for the past week. It's bad. It's terrible. It's no. I'm getting concerned. I think I slept like 5 hours, maybe. I think maybe. I think it's bad. The other day, I fell asleep at like 2 a.m. and woke up at 6. And I was like, no, I gotta go back to sleep. I've been taking supplements and everything. I don't know why my sleep isn't good. I've been taking melatonin. I've been taking some gummies that's supposed to have sedatives. I used to use Benadryl for a little bit, but I don't like going to sleep off Benadryl. It feels like bad. It feels like too intense, and I wake up and I feel bad. So I don't like using it. But I like going to TikTok. The main reason why I have TikTok right now is for 2 reasons. One, Gojo edits, but we're not here to talk about that. 2, to see about like astrology and shit like that. Oh my gosh, my views just went up so fast. To see about astrology because I feel like it's easier to find the videos you're looking for on TikTok than YouTube. Let me read this comment. One thing I do is trying to get tired. I used to work out like crazy. Hi. Oh my gosh, I've never been to Spain. I was thinking about planning on a trip there, but I don't know yet. I don't know. I was thinking about going to Barcelona. But I try to work out, but recently I've been tired. So I'm not doing anything too quality. That's why my videos aren't edited here or nothing like that. I've just been on here talking because that's the best way. I'm American. My whole family is from America. I started traveling outside the world by myself. I used to want to go to Guatemala, but I don't know how I do there because I think it's more like naturey than what I'm used to when traveling. So nervous about that. I don't know. Like Guatemala seems like it's gonna be a lot for me to have to figure out if I go to. Like a lot to learn. So I don't know. Maybe in the future. Yeah, maybe I'm looking at the like wrong people. Cause some countries you'll think about going to and you'll look them up. Like I look them up to see like with my eyes what it looks like. And sometimes you look at the wrong person. Some places I look up and I'm like, ugh. But like you get there and it's different. Like I had like a long layover in Bogota, and I was like, Bogota looks nice. I didn't know that that's what Colombia looked like. Thank you. But I go to I'm trying to get on TED so I can post this video. Okay, so I go to TikTok to see about spiritual stuff because it's just easier. Personally, I think it's easier to go like look up whatever you're looking for. Like I've been looking up deep astrology so many times just because I got so into astrology. Because When I first discovered astrology, I thought it was a load of garbage. Honestly, I never was into it. I saw your videos. LOL. Let's talk about that right here, actually. Let's talk about that right here. It's correct. That's so sad. I saw some people had a good time there, but that's sad. It's always sad when you see like countries turn out like that. Let's talk about that right here. So we set the record straight, so I don't have to keep saying this. But if you come, okay, if you come to my other social medias where I'm obviously talking about something else and bring up stuff like that, I'm going to block your Gunner brain self. Like I am. I'm like I feel like I've been too lenient and I haven't had enough boundaries with people. There's obviously a time and place for things. YouTube doesn't even allow that. YouTube doesn't even allow that. So why are you talking about things on a site where you're gonna get yourself restricted? I don't know. Where I can report your comment? I don't know. But time and place. That's all I gotta say. Time and place. Like, I don't want to hear about that right now. I really don't. I'm not gonna act like I do. So don't come on here with a live that says, "Oh, we're talking about astrology," and then can't keep your head out of freaking gutter. Don't. Thank you. I was gonna make a video about that, but like now that we're on live and you've already shown yourself, we can break it up. But we're not gonna focus on that. But I am gonna post this just so we can have it set in stone, so we could understand. We're gonna have a mutual agreement that when we're on YouTube, we're gonna talk about the things that I talk about on YouTube. When you're on other places, that's when you talk about other places stuff. But when you're on YouTube, you just talk about the things that I post here on YouTube. These are things that I'm open to talk about. If you talk about things outside of this, I'm going to block you. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, might go off. I don't know. I don't know. I'm only human. Oh my gosh, I just realized I was doing laundry and I never got the laundry out. Looking at my shirt, I was like, ugh. Anyways, we're going to talk about the task at hand because I really don't want to talk about what that other commentator talked about. But we can keep talking about travel too. That's what y'all are into right now. But we get this off my chest with the astrology. So I got into it like a little bit ago because I honestly didn't understand it. So that's probably why I was in rocking with it. Let me think about that. I think recently, I kind of want to go to Malaysia, like an Asian country, but I don't know. That's gonna take some planning. I want to go to Japan for my birthday, but that's a big jump, so I don't know. I don't know. I never had a desire to go to Asian countries because I used to do adult content, and they don't fare well there. They got a lot of censorship, so I was like, I don't feel comfortable going. But I've recently been quitting. So if you didn't know, yeah, you do. But so now I'm like, I guess we could go to like Malaysia or something like that, or Japan. And I used to not have like a desire to go to Japan until I got back into like anime and stuff like that. So now I'm like, maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll be into that. But I don't know. Only time will tell. Tsunami, don't say that. Don't say that. I don't need to hear that. Don't say that. I do not like looking up any of the weather events. I don't like looking up any of the natural disasters. It scares me. In Nashville, well, in Tennessee in general, you don't get much of anything. I guess like tornadoes, but like, so when I hear about natural disasters, they sound like the big bad. Like it sounds like Poseidon, Zeus, all of those people just coming to attack people. So I don't. I get scared of them. So don't tell me about that. I feel like now when I think of Thailand, I think of earthquakes because like I don't know if it was like a year ago or something, but I remember hearing about this big earthquake, and that scared me so bad that I was scared of Thailand. I'm still gonna post this live just how it is, even if it's off task, because I'm not editing this. But I go on TikTok. Oh, I didn't know that. I would say I might have to look it up, but I'm always out of the loop about stuff like that. That's how I maintain my peace. I don't inform myself about nothing about stuff like that. I stay completely out of the loop. I used to be in the loop all the time. I used to wake up, read the news every day. But that's how I keep my peace. I don't know none of that stuff going on. But I look up the stuff and I don't know, it's easier to get information on TikTok. But recently I've been finding people doing too many ads on TikTok. So you can't trust them. Like I feel like people would be like spiritual coaches and stuff like that. And if you're like a spiritual coach and I see you doing certain sponsorships, if I see you doing certain sponsorships in general as a content creator, your validity sinks. Like, for example, when BetterHelp was in all that controversy about like not having real therapists and all sorts of things and like giving people like terrible, shitty advice. Oh, I'm trying not to cuss, but terrible advice. Every time I would see people sponsored by BetterHelp, I'm like, girl, you can't be trusted. Like you can't be trusted. You're right. TikTok is what's the word I want to call it? It's like a cesspool. Like I don't know. I feel like everyone's trying to sell something on TikTok. I feel like everyone as a content creator is trying to sell something in general, but on TikTok it's bad. Like I used to like watch a lot of astrology on TikTok until I realized these people don't know what they're talking about. Because if you look it up yourself, you'll be like, oh, they're just running their mouth. But I used to follow them and like they'd be like, oh, this house or this planet is how you do this. And then they'll be like, oh, subscribe to this if you want to hear about what Scorpio moon means. Like, girl, you brought up the topic and then you're gonna sell like the answer that you could Google. Like it seems like they try to make a course membership out of anything. Anything. When I used to sell cars, I used Facebook Marketplace. It was a good place. Well, at least I feel like people on Facebook are more those type of people. When you're on TikTok selling things, it feels like you're just in the way. Like you're inconveniencing. And then also like it feels worse because you know people get paid to post on TikTok. So it's like you're just greedy at that point. On Facebook, like your money does come from like marketplace or whatever. So I could see it. And if you go to marketplace, you're expecting to get sold too. But if I'm scrolling on TikTok, why are there ads in the videos? Like TikToks are like 2 minutes long. How is there an ad in a 2 minute long video? It feels like on the Costco like reference, it feels like if you go to Costco and at every sample table they immediately try to get you to buy everything. Like, mm. Anyways, one sponsorship in particular, these are my tarot cards that you're hearing because I'm like over here playing with them and I don't know if you can hear them, but one particular sponsorship that ticks me off on TikTok is like Astra. All the AI sponsorships can go to hell. And that's my personal belief. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to die on that hill. I'm just going to have to carry this cross because, no, if you're a creator and I see you do an AI sponsorship, you lose all credibility to me. Maybe some people could slide with it, but if you're like a teacher, like if you make educational content, that you're educating people on astrology, law of assumption, or something like that, and you use AI, oh yeah, I don't believe nothing you say. And listen, I used to be very strict with it. I have a tendency to be kind of extreme with things and take it there, like take things too far. So I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try because I'm watching this girl. I was like, I'm rocking with what she's talking about. So let me go to the sponsorship that she's talking about, and let me go download this app. So I downloaded this app called Astra. I wasn't gonna avoid his name, but like, I mean, I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying. But I downloaded it. That app within 5 minutes showed me that it was nothing but a load of garbage. And if you're any type of astrology creator promoting it, you can't be trusted. You don't know what you're talking about at all. And if your extent of astrology knowledge is through that app, then you don't know nothing about astrology. Because that app was a little garbage. It was telling me, it was like, according to your Leo rising, I've never been a Leo rising. According to your Libra moon, I've never been a Libra moon. What else did it get on? Aries Mars, never been an Aries Mars. Like, and the problem is, if you don't know nothing about astrology, you're gonna go to that AI app and think it's telling you about yourself because they're jazzing it up. They're saying, "Oh, you're intellectual, you're boundless, whatever," but they don't know what they're talking about. If you look up your chart, you will see that it's a load of garbage. You will see what is on my phone. Oh, it's that. You'll see that they're just talking like they're not even right. And I feel like if I'm watching you as an astrology creator or a spiritual creator, whatever, and you promote an app that's just wrong, like astrology can have interpretations and you can pretty much read it however you want to read it. But I mean, those signs were just wrong. Like, that's just not my placement. And then, first of all, it's a paid app, it's a subscription that I kid you not was like $7 a week on my iPhone. So like a $7 a week app should not be messing up basic things on my chart. It should not be messing up what sign my moon is, or what sign my rising is, or what sign my Mars is. You're charging $7 a week. You can go to astroseek.com for free and get an accurate chart reading. But this stuff is charging you $7 a week, which would be $28 a month. For what? I feel like for $28, first of all, don't spend any money on AI. like, if you're gonna use it, at least use the free versions. Don't spend no money on AI. I think you're wasting your time. But $28 a month for what? You could have went to XC, bought someone's ebook, even though these people ebooks are a load of garbage. I'm making one, but it's gonna take me a long time because in this sea of BS ebooks, like a real ebook takes time to create, and a lot of these ones that you'll buy are like $40, $50, and it looks like someone made it in a morning. Misspellings, like, oh my gosh, I spent $25 on an ebook one time, never bought another one. Like, I was mad because it was literally small. It had like 4 pages of information, and it had grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes. Like, the least you could do is at least check this stuff. But whatever. I feel like you're better off doing that than using AI for astrology. I feel like the real dangers in using AI for astrology is not having an understanding of astrology. So therefore, you use AI. But the problem is, if you don't have an understanding of astrology, you don't know if they're lying. Hello. You don't know if they are lying to you if you don't have a fundamental understanding of astrology. If I didn't have at least the basics of understandings, then I would have like, I'm playing with my oracle cards. But if I didn't have a fundamental understanding of astrology, then I would have been on that app probably listening and unaware of like when it's just BS, when they're just talking, when it's wrong in general. Like, you could take whatever interpretations you want to, because there's always debate on what form of astrology is what, on what astrology is the best. or whatnot. But what isn't debatable is like a chart, like signs. Your planets shouldn't change much. You can use like whatever form of astrology you want to, like classes, um, Hellenistic, Vedic, whatever you want. But like at the same time, I know my primary charts well enough, as in like I've looked into like whole sign classes, Vedic. I primarily use Placidus, but that's only because that's the first one I stumbled across, and it's the one. It's my chart that I know the best, so I don't see the point of like flip flopping. And I read my other charts, and they literally say the same thing in a different font, so I don't think it matters all that much. But like I know my charts. I have a fundamental understanding of my charts, and I went on that site, and it said such BS placements that like I was like, I don't know what chart they could possibly be reading to think that this is correct. I don't think under any circumstance those charts could have been right. Those placements could have been right. I don't know what chart they use. Maybe I should look more into the app's data and see what they use. But no, I think it's just a scam. It's just a scam. And then it also, like, first of all, you have to have some type of integrity as a spiritual content creator where you don't. But, like, I don't really believe in karma. Because I feel like usually when people use karma, it's like no nuance, and it's usually for people who I don't think karma should go to. So I don't believe in karma because everything I've done to people, they got it, they deserved it. So I think sometimes you gotta check people. You can't let people run over you. But at the same time, as a creator, if you're a spiritual creator, astrology creator, whatever, and you just sell products to your audience that are full of it, like don't they're not accurate at all, then how do you think to build a lasting, sustainable audience? How would that work if, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cleanse my cards while we talk. But how would that work of building a sustainable audience with people who trust you if you're not even talking about accurate stuff? Like at some point, your audience might be foolish now, but at some point, they're going to learn. Like, they're going to look up themselves, they're going to cross reference on accident, to be fair. They're going to find other people who say things opposing to you and accidentally double check what you say because they're going to be like, wait a minute, these people are saying two different things. Who's right? And the cat's going to get out of the bag. Like, maybe if it's like a quick check to you and you really don't care about your audience or care about what you're building as a creator, an artist, then that's whatever. But like, I feel like it's weird to do that for like. I wonder if they at least put their stuff into those charts to see the buffoonery between it and see what was in there because I literally downloaded it and upon opening the app within the first 5-10 minutes of using it, all I saw was a bunch of BS. It was full of it so fast that I was like, mm-mm. It had a free trial, so I got the free trial. But I think I had that trial for all of 10 minutes, had to be, before I canceled it because I re entered my birthday. Like, oh my gosh. I re entered my birthday like 5 times, all because I was like, nah, this chart is BS. It can't possibly have had the right birthday if it's like this far off. But no, my birthday and everything was right. That chart was just wrong. And I feel like when you're into things like astrology, spirituality, or whatever, you should be weary of like quick responses. There is a period where you're just not gonna know anything, and it's like a rite of passage that you have to go through. These quick answers aren't gonna work. They're not gonna work, and they're not sustainable. You're trying to avoid the work of like knowledge, learning, and immersing yourself. But in the end, you're still gonna have to teach yourself if you're gonna like withstand these spiritual currents. You're still gonna have to go through the work. You're still gonna have to read the books, the articles, the journals, all types of stuff. And no AI tool is going to change that. That they're just full of shit. Like it's better off if you learn how to interpret signs, and it's all interpretation. So like, there's really not going to be a magical answer. You sort of just got to determine it yourself. Like if you know signs and you know the houses, people are going to disagree on certain things because that's their own interpretations on what they built up. I had to cleanse these cards. I'm not gonna cleanse them all the way because I don't feel like it, but people are gonna have their own interpretations based on their own practice. So you might disagree and y'all might not completely agree on things, but that's a phase to go through. Just learn the houses and what they mean. And they can mean a bunch of different things. Some people gonna argue about this means that. Wah, wah, wah. These houses have so many different meanings. Learn the planets and the energies behind them, and learn the signs, and then you're gonna be able to interpret like wherever it's at. Like if you know qualities of like things like Virgo or Sagittarius. Sagittarius is my home base. I know that stuff. Or a Scorpio. If you know like basic signs, then you know like what the basic houses deal with. Like some people would say Mars is like an anger energy planet or whatever. I don't really see it that way. And I feel like it makes sense based on my chart that I wouldn't see it that way. Because like I don't really care for good and bad. I don't like box things in like that. But like I also see Mars as like drive, potential, what pushes you, motivation, things like that. So if you have those basic concepts, then wherever Mars is, you should be able to tell based on that. But like if you use like these astrology apps or whatever, you're not going to get that type of learning or understanding. Like part of your journey is failing. Part of your journey is being bad. Part of your journey is being dumb, not knowing what you're talking about. That's just a phase you have to go through, and you can't skip that phase because then you could get scammed. You could get scammed by these influencers. They could scam you. They could scam you because you won't know what you're talking about, and they could just sell you anything, and you're gonna buy it and believe it. I'm gonna order some wings. I shouldn't, but I've been wanting wings for days. But I think I might talk about more of a fundamental understanding of things like that on here. And maybe my Patreon too, but that's just because I know how to link things on Patreon, like link documents and stuff. So it's easier to do it there, but whatever. I just wanted to rant about Usher because I feel like that place sucks. And you should find out about these sponsorships that people are doing because if you look into these companies and they're not legit, they're not reputable, they don't know what they're talking about, then you will save yourself a lot of money because a lot of these things people are selling you suck and they're not good and they don't work or they're built off of BS. So that's all I had to say. I don't, hold on, let me see.